Blood. Growing up in London, growing up in the ends during the Postcode war was a peak one, fam. And it's interesting to talk to people outside of London and what their experience was growing up, being an ethnic minority, namely black. Chatting to one of the tenants, she was actually mixed race, but she looked black. So anyway, chatting to her. So she born and bred in Northampton, did it? And as you know already, man's electrical tester in it. So I go into the people them's yards in Northampton and that. And I always ask the tenants, whether they're black, white, purple, blue or Chinese, are you born and bred in Northampton? Because I know a lot of people move about and that. I've literally, regardless of whether they were born in this country as well, I still ask them, okay, if I know a man's African and from Africa, I'll say to him, well, how long you lived here? Have you only lived here? Have you lived anywhere else and stuff, innit? And I was actually at a man's yard the other day, and he's from Ghana and that. And I said to him, where have you lived before Northampton? He said, I used to live in London. I said, where? He said, Tottenham. I said, I'm from Edmonton. And then we just started chatting and that. And I was like, that's why I always ask people where they're from or where they've lived in that. Because you did not know that I was from Edmonton, innit? Like, you wouldn't have thought that I was from Edmonton, right? And he was like, no, I would never have thought you was from Edmonton. So it's always good conversation starter and that, innit? So anyway, boom, chatting to this girl now. And yeah, I was saying, like, in Edmonton and that, like, I never realised how much black people there was in Edmonton and Tottenham until during lockdown, I moved up here and I didn't go back down there for 6 weeks. When I went back down to the ends for 6 weeks, after 6 weeks, I'm like, bro, why so much black people in that? It's not that there's so much black people, it's man's used to being around so much black people that man didn't even notice it until man's moved out and then came back after 6 weeks and that. I was saying to her, like, yo, if you ever go to London and that, which she has been to places like Barking and that, it's just different. Like, Edmonton, really and truly, man, I would say it's a black area and it is, but it's not 80 or 90% black. It's more like probably 50% black. But you know what it's like with black people. 10 black people is 100 black people, innit? Yeah? We just got that energy, that presence about us. And Edmonton's mostly Africans, obviously, and then a lot of Kurdish people, some Eastern European, like Romanian and that. But Edmonton just comes like a black area because there's so much of us and that. And I was saying to her, yeah, I went to a black school. And again, school's probably 40-50% black youths, but 40-50% black youths, that's 100% black youths. You understand what I'm trying to say, innit? Yeah? We're just loud and that. We fight on the bus and them things there, innit? Yeah? We overpower, we overshadow the white youths and that. And there weren't even no white youths like that really in my school. I went to Winchmore School. It was more so just black youths and Turkish and Greek Cypriot and that. And anyway, I just remember during the conversation that we're talking, and she was saying that, yeah, you know, like, growing up and that, like, the black people and that, you had to stick together. And I was saying to her, like, in Edmonton and that, there's no, like, she was telling me that she experienced racism and that, so the black people had to stick together. And I was saying, listen, my man never experienced no racism and that. Man never walked down the road and thought, oh, man, I need to be on my P's and Q's because of white people and that. White people are non-existent in Edmonton. She was saying that, yeah, all the black people in her school used to congregate at that, and not just within the year group, the year above, the year below. The black people, you literally had to stick together in her school. She said that basic Northampton is a big town and there's loads of little mini areas. Imagine Northampton being the size of the Enfield borough. That's literally how big Northampton is. It's the size of the Enfield borough, because man made a comparison, because I'm spending my time driving around there and I'm like, right, this area seems like it's the same size as the Enfield borough. I've done a local check and it pretty much is. So there's lots of little different little areas in Northampton. She said that, yeah, the black people used to be cool with the black people over there. They used to link up with the black people over there. They used to literally know everyone and that, and everyone's cool and everyone link up and that. And I'm thinking to myself, nah, it ain't like that in the ends and that, yeah. We're not cool with people from neighbouring areas. See, growing up in the ends during the postcode wars, postcode era was long, blood. So long that you couldn't even go 10 minutes down the road to Tottenham and be safe 100%. See, you could go to Tottenham as an Edmonton you, N9 you, and blend in. But make a man G check you. What ends are you from, fam? It's long. You might not even be involved in this tit for tat N9 versus Tottenham war that was going on. It's still going on to today. It will still be going on for the next 10 years. But just being from N9, fam, man are gonna wanna move to you. Long. Your mum sending you, oh yeah, go Wood Green, go pick this up. You think it, blood, man gonna get robbed, blood. Them MLBs, yeah, long. You get me? Your mum say, oh yeah, go Walthamstow Central and that. It's long. Some of the youths, there's youths that lived in Tottenham, N15, will go into a school like in Hornsey and that, and they have to go through Wood Green, go through Hornsey. It's long for them. It's long. Just your normal, your innocent journey to school could be a peak one. Because you're 14, there's man that's 16, 17, hungry. They know you're not from the ends and that. They know, by the school that you go to, they know you're not from the ends and that. Whatever, innit? Man are gonna wanna appeal you just because you're from the wrong area. Madness. My mum used to be fearful for me when I used to go out and that. When I was a youth, man, 13, 14, 15. It was long. So yeah, we was chatting and she was saying that, yeah, the black people them had to link up and, you get me, form unity and that, because they used to have trouble with the Irish gypsies and white racist people. And I was saying to her, man, never experienced that. And she said to me, yeah, it's crazy that like we could both be, get me, well, obviously, mixed race people class themselves as black, but whatever, innit, yeah? We could both be black, but because we're from two different parts of the country and that our experiences growing up are totally different. White people were not the threat to man. It was other black people that was the threat to man. Whereas with her and her people, the black boys and the black girls and that, other black people were allies and that. That's up here, innit? In my area where I'm from, other black people were the enemy. White people, they weren't even existing and that. Man never had beef with no white people down there. Never, man. But yeah, man, the postcode wars things, it was nuts. It was nuts. I'm assuming that thing has died down now, innit? Yeah, because I would hate for the youths to have to grow up in that era. So bad. Like I say, like you can't even go, like even your school journey is a slip. Man, you're slipping on your school journey, Long. All of my brethren are from Edmonton. I don't have no friends that are not from Edmonton originally. All my brethren is from Edmonton. Do you know why? Because it weren't safe to have friends in other areas. What's the point of having a friend that lives in Hackney somewhere? Well, you're going to go check your friend and you're slipping just going to check your friend. Even dumb stuff like me going Manor House to go check my auntie. I'm on the next man's block, man, I want to G-check me. It's long. You don't want to have to be jumping off a bus and a man G-check you. So what are you doing there? I'm going to see my auntie and that. Yeah, like the story in here. Where's your phone, fam? Like, literally, that can easily happen to a man. Just because a man's from a different area. Different postcode. You don't know him. He's not a road youth. He's not involved in this tit-for-tat beef with your ends. Furthermore, the ends that he's from, they don't have beef with your ends, innit? Yeah? So a man should be able to walk through. But certain man used to have this mentality and probably still now. My ends is not a walkthrough. Everybody forget G-checked. Stay away, it's done now.